live from the drama-free true crime destination. It's the time where every story finds its edge, every opinion lands with weight, and every moment leads here. This is the final word. And a good late Friday night, early Saturday morning to all of you. Welcome, crime fighters, one and all, to Bethea'S Byte Reloaded, the final word. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. It's so good to have everybody here. And tonight, I need your help because I am foregoing what the quote unquote traditional edition of the final word, and I'm coming back. I'm coming here tonight to put the spotlight on the missing. Let it be a child or adult, it is time we brought them home. And that's where you guys come in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way right now. With everybody I profiled tonight, if you have any information on that person's whereabouts, you're asked to call 911 immediately. You're also required to call the FBI's 24-hour tip line. That number is 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-225-5324, and you can remain anonymous. If you still choose to remain anonymous, you can also turn in your tips this way at tips.fbi.gov. But whatever you do, I'll say this tonight, and I will say it often. Bottom line is, if you see something, please say something. That way we can do something. That's the reason I titled tonight's edition, Bring Them Home. Now, let me begin with my opening statement. If I can get my... All right, here we go. Tonight, I make a vow, not just as a podcaster, but as a believer in justice, a believer in hope, and a believer in the sacred duty to protect our children. So I raise my hands to you tonight. I, Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw, vow to speak every name, to tell every story, and to shine a light into the shadows where silence have taken root. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just reporting. It's a mission. It's a calling. It's a promise that I make before all of you, and it's a promise I intend to keep. To every child stolen, every parent grieving, for every case left cold, I swear that I will keep searching, I will keep speaking, and I will keep believing until they are brought home. And why am I breaking this promise? Because silence helps no one. But truth, oh, truth. Truth, like faith, can move mountains. And deep in my heart, truth has the power to bring them home. Welcome to the final word. And we are going to kick off the evening with Gabrielle, Patricia, Terrelonge. I want you to get a good look at it, so I'm gonna go ahead and share that screen with you momentarily. All right, there's this little cutie, Gabrielle. She was born June 25th of 2015 in Florida. She has black hair, brown eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she stood about 4 feet 8 inches tall, weighs 100 pounds. The FBI's Miami Field Office and the Margate Police Department in Florida are asking the public's assistance in locating the missing 10-year-old Gabrielle Patricia Terrelonge. She was reported missing in late October 2025 after it was discovered that the girl's mother had been incarcerated in Florida. Law enforcement authorities are seeking any information about Gabrielle's current location or condition. And the Terrelonge family has ties to South and Central Florida and may be homeless. So there we go. We need your help starting in Florida. If you have any idea, any information about where Gabrielle Patricia Terrelonge is, call 911. Call the FBI's 24-hour tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Or if you still wish to remain anonymous, submit your tip at tips.fbi.gov. We got to find this 10-year-old girl, and we got to bring her home safe. I'll save this one before, and I'll drop it on you before this one's over. Next up, Wesley Dixon Jones, reported missing on October 5th, 2025, out of Pendleton, Oregon. Jones was born March 28th, 1954. He has black hair, brown eyes. At the time of his disappearance, he stood about 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs around 140 pounds. Wesley Dixon Jones was last seen on October 5th, 2025 at the intersection of Highway 331 and Mission Road in Pendleton, Oregon. He was wearing a black and red Tiger Scott jacket, a black shirt, black sweatpants, and boots. His truck was located at his residence with a flat tire. It is possible that Jones went fishing somewhere on the Amato River, but foul play is also being considered. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Wesley Dixon Jones, again, call 911. Again, contact the FBI's 24-hour tip line. Again, keeping it focused on Melodee Buzzard. In fact, while I'm getting set for the next one, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find any new updates. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that one on you a little bit later. Courtesy of our good friends at CNN, but we'll talk about that later. Next up, now this one, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call a missing persons cold case. Take a look at this one. Take a look at this young man here. That is Andrew or Andy Amato. He was reported missing September 30th, 1978. I want you to take a look at some videos because this is how important this case is. First off, this video shows the Boston field office offering a $25,000 reward in the Andrew Amato case.
For my cousin Jeannie Amato was with us. She was 6 at the time. We were actually forced outside that day. My mother was getting ready for a date with my father for that night, so she needed all day primp. And so we were outside, we were playing. And at the trailer park we lived in Webster, there was a kind of dirt road behind where the main road was by our house. And there was a path in those woods. I was afraid of the woods. I wouldn't go in. Andrew wanted to go with her and didn't want to go back with me. So I went back out to the dirt road. They continued on. Next thing I knew, Jeannie came running out and said Andrew had dropped his weeble and he wouldn't come out. At that point, I ran in. Andrew was nowhere to be found. He was just gone.
And once they went back and told his mom, she immediately called us and we went into action, the Webster Police Department. We had the National Guard, numerous law enforcement agencies, citizens, volunteers. They even pulled the kids out of the high school. The town essentially shut down for 2 weeks so everybody could concert their efforts to try to find Andy over this period of time. I think we honestly don't know if Andy is alive or he's dead. We've never found him, and we've done an exhaustive search of that area and numerous other areas. One of the areas of interest that we wanted to take another look at was this pond in Burrville. We wanted to take a look at that and just maybe put some divers in there and take a look around, because I don't know that it's ever been done. It's a possibility that he could still be alive, and he may just not know he's Andy. So we want the public to take a look at the pictures of Andy. If we've talked to them, because it's been a long time, this investigation has spanned 47 years. There are people that we've spoken to 10, 15 years ago, maybe even longer. We would ask them to reach back out to us and just talk to our detectives. We want to make sure that we have all the information that's been put out there that they know. We want to make sure that we have covered all the bases. We're very grateful and thankful for the assistance of the FBI in doing this. I don't know that we would be able to do this investigation without their help.
Anytime a child mysteriously disappears, it's all hands on deck. We offer FBI resources to assist our law enforcement partners, whether it be manpower, technical resources, analytical assistance, behavioral analysis, or help with evidence recovery. In this case, Andrew Amato's family, they've endured enough heartache and they deserve to know what happened to their son. That is why the FBI is offering a $25,000 reward to incentivize anyone with information to come forward. Your tip could be the key to resolving this case, providing the Amatos with some much-needed closure. No amount of information is too small or irrelevant, and it's never too late to step up and do the right thing. Yes, it's been 47 years, but we're not giving up on bringing Andy home.
For me, it's been brutal. It's been brutal because I feel somewhat responsible. So I regret that my mother never found out before she passed. My father won't talk about it. He doesn't want to hear anything about it unless somebody has actually found him. Imagine it was your child or your brother that went missing. Imagine what grief that would bring onto you and how you would be able to cope without not knowing for 47 years. Any clue, anything that would lead to the recovery of my brother would mean the world to me, would finally give some closure, would give my father some answers before he passes. My mother's not alive any longer for those answers, but I still need them, and I think my father deserves them.
There's a little bit more on this case. Let me bring this down a little further, and I'm gonna take you to video where the sister is discussing in further detail on Andy Amaro's disappearance 47 years ago.
He was a blonde-haired, hazel-eyed, sweet, caring little boy. Sweet, caring little boy. Who would share whatever he had with you. He's missed. On September 30th, 1978, I was 7 years old. Andrew was 4. My cousin Jeannie Amato was with us. She was 6 at the time. We were actually forced outside that day. My mother was getting ready for a date with my father for that night, so she needed all day to primp. And so we were outside, we were playing. And at the trailer park we lived in Webster, there was a kind of dirt road behind where the main road was by our house. And there was a path in those woods. I was afraid of the woods. I wouldn't go in. Andrew wanted to go with her. and didn't want to go back with me. So I went back out to the dirt road. They continued on. Next thing I knew, Jeannie came running out and said Andrew had dropped his weeble and he wouldn't come out. At that point, I ran in. Andrew was nowhere to be found. He was just gone. For me, it's been brutal. It's been brutal because I feel somewhat responsible. So I regret that my mother never found out before she passed. My father won't talk about it. He doesn't want to hear anything about it unless somebody has actually found him. Imagine it was your child or your brother that went missing. Imagine what grief that would bring onto you and how you would be able to cope without not knowing for 47 years. Any clue, anything that would lead to the recovery of my brother would mean the world to me, would finally give some closure, would give my father some answers before he passes. My mother's not alive any longer for those answers, but I still need them, and I think my father deserves them.
And now we're going to take you to the special agent in charge from the FBI Boston field office.
Anytime a child mysteriously disappears, it's all hands on deck. We offer FBI resources to assist our law enforcement partners, whether it be manpower, technical resources, analytical assistance, behavioral analysis, or help with evidence recovery. In this case, Andrew Amato's family, they've endured enough heartache, and they deserve to know what happened to their son. That is why the FBI is offering a $25,000 reward to incentivize anyone with information to come forward. Your tip could be the key to resolving this case, providing the Amatos with some much-needed closure. No amount of information is too small or irrelevant, and it's never too late to step up and do the right thing. Yes, it's been 47 years, but we're not giving up on bringing Andy home.
Okay, guys. You heard from Andy's sister. You heard from the special agent in charge. Here's the entire breakdown. Andrew Amato was born February 1st, 1974 in Webster, Massachusetts. Andy has blonde hair, blue eyes. At the time of his disappearance, he stood about 3 feet 8 inches tall, and at the time of the disappearance, he weighed around 38 pounds. Andy has a 1-inch scar on the right side of his head at the hairline and a mole behind his right ear. The FBI's Boston field office and the Webster Police Department in Massachusetts, they're investigating the suspicious disappearance of Andrew Amato and are continuing to ask the public for his assistance in locating him or his remains. Andrew was reported missing September 30th, 1978. He was last seen around 11 o'clock a.m. by his sister and cousin playing in the woods near his Richard Avenue home in Webster, Massachusetts. Andrew, also known as Andy, was 4 years old at the time of his disappearance. He was wearing a maroon-colored snorkel jacket, jeans, and a white Mickey Mouse t-shirt and brown shoes with a jogger stripe. Along with your local 911 and the FBI, if you have any information on Andrew Amato's whereabouts, you are asked to call the Webster Police Department at 508-943-1212, extension 1250. Again, this is the Webster Police Department. That contact number is 508-943-1212. As always, I mentioned it again. 911. FBI's toll-free 24-hour tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Submitting your tips online at tips.fbi.org. It's been 47 years. This is one of those cases, guys. We got to do everything we can to bring Andy home. Next on our docket, Stefanie Damron. Stefanie Damron. She was reported missing September 24th, 2024 in New Sweden, Maine. Stefanie was born on October 6, 2010. She has brown shoulder-length hair with green eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she stood about 5 feet tall and weighed around 130 pounds. This is another one out of their Boston field office. FBI's Boston field office and the Maine State Police are requesting the public's assistance in locating Stefanie Damron of New Sweden, Maine. She was reported missing by her family on September 24th, 2024. Stefanie was last seen wearing blue jeans, a long-sleeve t-shirt, and black Harley-Davidson hiking boots. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $15,000 for information leading to the safe return of Stefanie Damron and or information leading to the arrest and prosecution of anyone involved in her disappearance. So everybody in Maine and in that Boston area, you know what to do. 911, FBI's toll-free tip line, tips.fbi.gov, or you can call the Maine State Police Holton Barracks at 1-800-924-2261 or 207-532-5400. Again, those numbers for the Maine State Police Holton Barracks are 1-800-924-2261 or 207-532-5400. Let's find Stefanie. Let's bring her home. Next up is Dulce Maria Alavez. All right. Get this in a good position here. Dulce Maria Alavez was reported missing Monday, September 16th, 2019, out of Bridgeton, New Jersey. I want you to look at all these photos as they flash upon your screen. The last one is what it is, an age progressed photo of what Dulce may look like. Okay? All right, here's the details. Dulce was born on April 25th, 2014, with long brown hair and brown eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she stood approximately 3 feet tall and weighed approximately 60 to 70 pounds. Dulce Maria Alavez, age 5, was last seen on the afternoon of Monday, September 16, 2019, while playing at the Bridgeton City Park behind Bridgeton High School in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Dulce was last seen wearing a yellow shirt with a koala on the front, black and white pants with butterflies and flowers on them, and white dress sandals. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $5,000 for information that leads to the whereabouts of Dulce Maria Alavez. Additional reward money may be available. So here we go again. Just another reminder. If you have any issues at all regarding the whereabouts of Dulce Maria Alves, you are asked to call. Once again, you're asked to dial 911 first and foremost. You're asked to call the totally toll free FBI tip line. That number is 1 800 call FBI. 1 800 CALL FBI. Or you can say 1 800 225 5324. All right. FBI offering a $5,000 reward. Information leading to the whereabouts of Dulce Maria Alves. Any additional reward money may be available, just like the last case. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Dulce Maria Alves, again, the FBI's toll-free tip line is at 1 800 call FBI. 1 800 225 5324. This time, select option 4, then select option 8. You can also submit your tips online and remain anonymous still. Submit the tips at tips.fbi.gov. Also, anyone with photos or videos from Bridgeton City Park on September 16, 2019, you are asked to upload them to www.fbi.gov/Alavez, Alavez. Let's find Maria and let's bring her home. All right. All right. So now we got Dulcet out the way. Let's see who's next. Ah, one that is very, very familiar to everyone in the true crime community. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He has been missing since February 26, 2024, out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Here's all his photos right here. Here. All right, there's all the photos. The investigation is still continuing into Sebastian's disappearance. The FBI has offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to the whereabouts, of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, last seen on February 25th, 2024, in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I believe that reward has grown exponentially, and we're still looking for any significant keyword, significant updates. And this is the information that we've gotten since September, according to the FBI. After more than a year and a half, Sebastian Rogers remains missing, and sadly, there's been little new to report. But that doesn't mean anyone has given up. The FBI has provided an update on the latest in the ongoing investigation into what happened to the teen. The 15-year-old with autism did not take any clothes, shoes, money, food, or his cell phone when he disappeared on February 26, 2024. His mother only reported that a small yellow flashlight was missing. A massive search that included the TBI, Sumner County Sheriff's investigators, had covered a 4.5-mile radius around Sebastian's home with roughly 2,000 searchers, over 44,000 acres, and still no sign of Sebastian. The FBI agents have now followed through on every one of the hundreds of tips, yet they have produced no solid leads. Several months have passed, but Sheriff Eric Craddock has said it's not a cold case. It is an active and ongoing investigation. So, your help is still needed. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, here's all the details you need to know. He was born December 7, 2008. He has blonde or brown hair with brown or hazel eyes. At the time of his disappearance, Sebastian stood about 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighed around 120 pounds. He has ties to Clarksville, Tennessee. So if you have any information regarding the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, you're also asked to call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615 451 3838 or contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800 TBI Fine, or you can remain anonymous and still submit to them your tips locally. Tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. Now, I'm going to step away for a brief moment. I'm coming right back, and we're going to pick up from where we left off. I promise you. But let's go back over these cases again, and let's bring these people home. I'll be right back. My apologies. I am back, and we are going to continue to look for the missing, and we're going to hopefully provide information that we can bring the missing home. Next on our docket this evening is mother and daughter Liliana and Daniella Moreno. Both were reported missing May 30th, 2016, out of Doral, Florida. The details are as follows. No, wait. Let me go back and get this shot on screen. There we go. Let me give you a better look at both mother and daughter before I give you the information. Yeah, there they are. Liliana and Daniella Moreno. The FBI's Miami field office, South Florida Violent Crime and Fugitive Task Force are seeking the public's assistance in locating Liliana Moreno and her daughter Daniella, who have been missing from Doral, Florida since May 30th, 2016. They were allegedly last seen at or near the Home Depot located at 13895 Okeechobee Road in Hialeah, Florida. They have not been seen or heard from since that day. Liliana is described as being born December 24th, 1973. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Daniella was born October 4th, 2007, also with brown hair and brown eyes. The investigation is being jointly conducted by the Miami-Dade Police Department, the City of Doral Police Department, and, of course, the FBI. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000, leading to the whereabouts of Liliana and Daniella Moreno. So if there's anyone who has any information whatsoever on the whereabouts of Liliana and Daniela Moreno, call 911 immediately. Get in contact with the 24-hour FBI toll-free tip line, 1-800, call FBI, 1-800-225-5324, or submit your tip online at tips.fbi.gov. Whatever you do, let's do what we can to bring mother and daughter home safe, right? Let's see who else. Amina and Bilal Kandil. I'm pronouncing it correctly. They were both missing August 29th, 2014, out of James City County, Virginia. All right. This is Amina. This is Khalil. And these are age progressed photos of both. This is Amina, and that's Khalil. Okay. Here's the details first before I drop any additional news. The FBI Norfolk Field Office is asking for the public's assistance in locating Amina Kendall and Bilal Kendall, missing from James City County, Virginia, since August 29th, 2014. At the time of their disappearance, Amina was 10, Bilal was 8 years old. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released the age progressed photos displayed above, and I just showed those to you. The children were last seen on August 30th, 2014, in the company of their father, Ahmed Abdullah Taha Kandil, leaving the United States on a flight from JFK International Airport in New York, bound for Boryspil, Ukraine, and then Ataturk, Turkey. The children may be living in Alexandria, Cairo, or Giza areas of Egypt. They may also be residing in the Hatay region of Turkey. Amina is described as having blue eyes with brown hair. At the time of her disappearance, she was approximately 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighed approximately 82 pounds. Amina was born September 1st, 2003 in Augusta, Georgia. Bilal, described as having blue eyes and blonde hair. At the time of his disappearance, he stood about 4 feet 5 inches tall and weighed approximately 55 pounds. Bilal was born on January 4th, 2006 in Augusta, Georgia. The FBI is working this investigation jointly with the James City County Police Department with assistance from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Ahmed is a 46-year-old male with brown hair, green eyes, standing 6 feet tall and weighs approximately 170 to 180 pounds. He is a naturalized U.S. citizen with dual Egyptian citizenship, excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any information regarding So once again, your task is an easy one, guys, because we need your help. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Amina or Bilal Kendil, or if you happen to spot Ahmed Kendil, give us a holler. You ask to call the FBI Norfolk Field Office at 757-455-0100. We can follow your lead. You also ask to call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800. Oh wow. Hold on, let me get my information back in front of me here. It's been a while since I had to call that number out. Oh, that's right. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That number is 1-800 The Lost. 1-800-843-5678. Or you can also go to www.missingkids.org. Again, we want to do everything we can to bring these people home, safe and sound. And in this case, hopefully we bring Ahmed Kandil to justice. Let's see, who else did I have on my docket this evening? Or did I cover everybody I was supposed to cover with one exception? Yes. Yusuf and Zahra Shikder is next on our docket. Apparently, these two are separate. I don't know why. Yusuf was born March 14, 2015, was reported missing, I should say, March 14th of 2015 in Syria. And this is him, and I believe this is a picture of him with Zahra. We'll get to Zahra in just a moment. But first, let's focus right here on Yusuf. He was born January 19, 2010, here in the United States of America. He has dark hair, but that's all the information I can give you on as far as his looks. On March 14, 2015, Rashida Shikder left Miami, Florida, and took her two children, Yusuf and Zahra Shikder, to Syria. After Rashida was later killed, the children may have been taken by an ISIS affiliate, and they still may be living in Syria. If you have any information regarding Yusuf Shikder or his sister Zahra Shikder, and look at this darling little child. Also, the Rewards for Justice program, the U.S. State Department is rewarding up to $5 million for information into the recovery and return of Zahra and Yusuf Shikder. So again, if you have any information regarding either of those cases, contact the FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI. 1-800, you know where your bread is buttered. 1-800 225-5324. 1-800-CALL-FBI is the number, or you can submit your tip anonymously at tips.fbi.gov. And you guys are going to have to forgive me. I am barely hanging on here. I'm keeping my eyes open. And I have one last case to bring before you this evening. And I said I was going to save this one for last. This is in regard to Melodee Buzzard. I'll give you the information regarding her. But before I do that, I'm going to bring you the latest update on the 9-year-old's disappearance and the investigation into it. This is courtesy of my friends at CNN. Mother of missing 9-year-old. Mother of missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard is arrested. Authorities said it's not related to her daughter's disappearance. The mother of a 9-year-old California girl who vanished during their road trip last month was arrested Friday on a felony charge of false imprisonment, but it's not directly related to the search for her daughter, officials say. Investigators were looking into the disappearance of Ashley Buzzard's daughter, Melodee, when they learned their mother had recently prevented a victim from leaving a location against their will, according to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office in a news release. The crime is not connected to the ongoing search for Melodee. However, detectives are unable to fully outline the crime as it would impede their ongoing investigation, the release said. Investigators shed little light on the recent incident and declined to provide details on the victim of the false imprisonment case as they continue to investigate Melodee's whereabouts. The arrest comes about a week after the FBI search warrants at Buzzard's home and a storage locker, as well as the rental car that Melodee was last seen in. The search for Melodee has captured national attention as investigators shared surveillance images of the child apparently wearing a wig at a car rental agency last month, began scrutinizing a cross-state road trip and okay, you already know what's going on with the search for Melodee. So here's that information. All right. You've already seen all the photos. You've seen the surveillance images. This is the information that has been given thus far. She was born February 10th, 2016, declared missing October 7, 2025, out of Lubbock, California. Melodee has brown curly hair with brown eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she stood between 4 feet and 4 feet 6 inches, weighed between 60 and 100 pounds. The FBI's Los Angeles field office, sheriff's detectives in Santa Barbara County, California, all asking for the public's assistance in locating missing and at-risk 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. Law enforcement authorities attempted to contact Melodee and her mother, Ashley Buzzard, at their home in Lumpur, California. They've already investigated the home. They've had search warrants to do so. They found nothing at that moment. If you have any new information regarding the whereabouts of Melodee Buzzard, please feel free to get in contact with 911. FBI total. Yes, I'm that tired. FBI's toll-free tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-225-5324. Submit your proof via email. So much in this case happening. It's not funny. But the one question we're not getting any answer for, mostly from her mother, Melodee. And as I sit here and go over this case and all the cases that I've presented before this, I shut my eyes and I pray that all these people that I've just reported on Oh my God. I pray a silent prayer over all these victims, but do not let these cries go silent. Once again, if you have any information on any of the victims that I profiled here tonight, contact your local authorities, contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800 522 225, 5324, or submit your tips to tips.fbi.org. Again, my apologies. This is what I probably should have done earlier today. I am so trying to keep my eyes open. So, knowing all this, I have prepared my closing statement. And here is that statement. At the beginning of this edition of Bethea'S Byte Reloaded, I made a lot of promises. I vowed to speak every name, tell every story, shine a light into the shadows where silence has taken root. But there's something I must admit. I sure, I surely cannot do this alone. I need your help. Behind every missing person, children as well as adults, is a community that must rise. Behind every unanswered question is someone who knows something. So I ask you all, no, I plead with you, not just as viewers and subscribers, but as family, friends, neighbors, protectors, and citizens, one and all. Join me. If you have any information on these cases, please contact your local authorities or the FBI. But whatever you do, if you see something, please say something. That way, together, we can do something to bring them home. I want to thank you for being patient with me tonight. There is going to be some point where I get to do this again. I bring the missing persons case. You listen to the information and act on it. Until then, Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. The final word is bring them home. This is Bethea'S Byte. And it's reloaded.
Thank you all for joining me here at the Drama-Free True Crime Destination. Be sure to follow Bethea'S Byte Reloaded all over social media and get your coverage of true crime news with no gimmicks, no drama, and no BS. This is Bethea'S Byte, and it's reloaded.